does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check out Common Decency from James and Willie G. This is for, I'd say, about 3+ players. Age is 18+. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes to play. And in Common Decency, you are going to be given a hand of questions, and you're going to try and figure out the answers that your different friends would give. You're going to predict what they would say to some wildly inappropriate and crazy questions. This is an adults-only party game. I do want to mention that before we get started. Let's open it up and check it out. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Common Decency. Before we get started, I do want to mention that this is an adults-only party game, so what you might see here might be a little bit risque, so take that for what you will. So in Common Decency, you are going to be getting dealt a deck of cards that will have various different crazy things on them. And then you are going to try and predict which one of your friends would either say, no, they wouldn't do that, yes, they would do that, or, you know, it depends on ... And if you get that correct 4 times, you will win the game. So let's go over how the game is played. So first and foremost, we're going to handy dandy little cheat sheet card. It's very small print, which normally I find extremely annoying, but honestly, you'll need this once and then really never ever need it again. Next, you're going to have 2 kinds of cards. You're going to have your yes, no, and it depends on, and you're going to have a deck of these. So what's going to happen is you're going to shuffle up all these cards, and each player is going to get one of these cards that they will secretly look at. Oh, we got a yes. Now, everyone is going to get 4 of these cue cards, the question cards right here, and they're going to read them and make sure they understand them. So at sea, alone with the person to your left, you argue and accidentally kill them with an oar. Do you drop them over the side and report them lost in a storm? So, yeah. Would you be at ease if your parents were looking through your internet browser history as we speak? Would you hypothetically put 2 pens up your nose and do a walrus impression for $5? Your partner suggests a devil's threesome, male, male, female. Do you go through with it? Now, if it's your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to look down here and say, all right, I am trying to figure out who would say yes to one of these answers. So maybe you might say, Larry over there. I know he was kind of crazy in college and might have experimented here and there. So Larry, you'd say, Larry, this is for you. You'd say, your partner suggested you read this out to him. And then he would either say yes, no, or it depends on. If you get that correct and he happens to say yes, then you get rid of this card, and then you would also get rid of this card as well. You'd be dealt another one of these new answer cards, face down, so it's secret to only you, and then the person next to you would take their turn and try and predict. What you're trying to do is get rid of all 4 of your cards. The first person to get rid of all their cards will be the winner of the game, and that, in a nutshell, is how Common Decency is played. Oh, one last thing. So, what if you get it incorrect? Well, if you get it incorrect, then you still lose your answer card down here, and you also lose your question card, but you draw a new question card. But that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Common Decency from James and Willie G. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. It is adults only, it's 18+, it has inappropriate things. Some people will be easily offended. It talks about threesomes and murders and sex and killing animals and all sorts of various different things like that. And if you don't have a group that's going to be down for that, well, then this one is definitely not going to be for you. Also, it's not a gamery game. It's a very simple game. It's just, oh, I think this person would do that. I think that person would not do that. I think it depends on this person. It's pretty much the extent of the game. There's no real strategy or anything like that, which is going to be a turnoff to some people. Another con I have with this game is you want to make sure you're playing it with a game group who is willing to be honest and open, because a lot of these questions are, the way you answer the question can be embarrassing. And if you're playing with a group who is going to be bashful and is going to say, oh, no, it doesn't describe me, I would never make out with a tranny or something like that, then this game might not be for you, because you do need to be open and honest in this game to really get the most enjoyment out of it. I played this with 2 different groups, and we had that issue come up with somebody. We're like, really? You're going to say you wouldn't do that? And we knew they would. It's just more of a nitpick. Any other cons I have with the game? Oh, this is not really a con, but it's something that I wanted to mention. It does have a lot of slang that is not friendly to North American speak. This was not made in America, I'm assuming, so it has some slang where you'd be like, we need to Urban Dictionary to see what the hell this means, which is actually kind of fun. We actually enjoyed that, and we ended up using some of the terminology later in the night, so that is a good thing, but it is something that I wanted to mention. Moving on to the pros, though, Common Decency is a light, fun beer and pretzels, have a couple drinks, play with some non-gamers or some gamers who just want to let loose kind of game. And it is a good deal of fun. And there's a lot to like in this. First and foremost, it's compact, it's portable, it's easy to learn, easy to teach. I mean, if you watched the middle part, you saw exactly how simple this game is, which is always a good thing. Another thing I liked about this game is the fact that this is one of those games that you don't necessarily need a table even to play it. You just because you can hold all your cards in your hand. As long as you can hold all your cards in your hand, you can easily play this game. You just read your cards, and you say, Bill. I think this one applies to you. You read out the card, and then they give you your answer, and simple as that. So it's always nice when a game does not require a table necessarily to play it, especially a party game, because at parties, that's not always an option. Any other pros? I mean, the game is legitimately funny. I mean, some of the scenarios on these cards will have you laughing. And it gets replayability because it even says in the rules that they encourage embellishing your answer, which I definitely would encourage as well. So overall, Common Decency, I had a good deal of fun with it. Everybody I played with pretty much had a good deal of fun with this. It provided a lot of laughs, a lot of simple, easy, fun, good time laughter. So that is Common Decency from James and Willie G. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know